Donald Trump apparently woke up in a bad mood on Wednesday morning because he just began attacking kind of everything under the sun, right? He was going after the media. He was going after all of his critics. He went after Ron DeSantis. He went after Chris Christie. But most importantly, he went after President Biden and the Democrats and issued a rather ominous threat against them all. Here is what he had to say in this threat that Donald Trump posted on Truth Social. I'm 12 points up on crooked Joe Biden. All right, got to go ahead and stop because you're already starting off with a huge, massive, giant lie. In no polls, even the ones that have shown you ahead, have you been up 12 points. That's not a thing that's ever happened, ever, in any of the polls this year or going back to the 2020 race. You have not now, nor have you ever been, nor will you likely ever be 12 points ahead of President Biden. In fact, Morning Consult poll came out the same morning. Biden's actually back on top of Donald Trump nationally. So let me continue with more Trump lies. But he's got the Justice Department and others suing me wherever and whenever possible. Weaponization, it's called. And maybe that can make a difference. This has never been done on this scale before, not in our country, but it opens up a very big and dangerous Pandora's box. Joe Biden should stop his election interfering thugs before it is too late for him and the rest of the country. As the leader of the opposition party, I should not be forced to campaign from inside a courthouse, which is very doable, but not very democratic or convenient. This is where they want me to spend my time and money, but it is not the way our system is supposed to work. If they filed these cases years ago, which they could have, this would not be a problem. But they want it to be a problem because they are bad. You sound like a child. Voters have and will reject it. To all Democrats, be careful what you wish for. God bless America. Be careful what you wish for. Now let's address several things. Obviously, like, hey, should have done this years ago. Yeah, but the investigations hadn't concluded yet. So you see, it's kind of hard to bring charges when you haven't finished an investigation to make sure that you get all the charges or that you have evidence to back up the charges. So I know you would have loved to have been indicted right after you left office, but we had to conduct investigations and do the whole due process thing, right? Kind of sucks, I know, but it's the law. So that's why you weren't charged years ago. Secondly, this is not election interference. You did bad things according to the 91 felony charges against you, and so you're having to face the consequences. You'll have your day in court. If you can fight these charges, if you can prove that it's all bupkis, then hey, great, you're free to go. And by the way, being in court for the New York fraud trial actually hasn't stopped you from campaigning. You've still been out there. You've still been doing things. You've been doing interviews, rallies, posts on social media, much like this one. So you don't seem to be hindered in any possible way. But let's get to the heart of it, right? You're essentially threatening the Democrats that you, if you get back into the White House in 2024, are just going to investigate all of them. Because it's Pandora's box, right? The box has been opened. All the bad things are out there. You're going to investigate everybody because you are promising that you will weaponize the DOJ. And it's not because Biden did it. You're just using that as an excuse because Biden didn't do it. You did bad things and got caught. But now you're promising, you're actually running on a platform of weaponizing the DOJ against your political enemies. And it's not just, by the way, limited to the Democrats. Any Republican that's gone against him, you'll also face investigations. So he doesn't even have power at the moment, yet he's already threatening to abuse it. And somehow the Republicans in this country still think that's our guy, the one who's pledging to abuse his power. That's exactly what we want back in the White House. According to Republicans, that's the way it is. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.